Hello, and welcome back to CT's Corner. That's me, CT Shackleford. Welcome back to the revolution. Welcome back to the discussion. This week's discussion is on culture shock. I was watching Tyler Perry's new show, For Better or For Worse, and I got a couple of things that I want to talk about from that show. I'm going to do contrasting scenarios between men versus women. And when I say culture shock, what I really mean is changing the culture of a long-standing culture of how it is that women function the way men function. The scenario in the show this week was that the main character's ex-wife came on to him and she tried to put it on him. She tried really hard. I know you love me, I still love you, and I know you want me back. And after all that, he rejected her. But in the midst of all of that, his new wife, or his current wife's best friend, saw what she saw, and she walked away. Of course, she was upset. So, what's happening here at this point is that he didn't say anything to his wife. Now, it is my position, and I stand by this, that what you don't know can hurt you, but that's for another show. But he didn't tell his wife. And why couldn't he tell his wife? Is that because he didn't think that she could handle the truth? Maybe. You know, there's this thing that men say, happy wife equals happy life. While I agree with that, I don't believe that not telling me the truth is the answer. Okay. It could be argued, and I think on some level, maybe women, we cannot handle the truth. Can you handle the truth if you ask your man, do I look fat in this dress? And he says yes. It might not be a nice answer, but if you ask the question, you have to be prepared for the answer. But I think that we have to, I think one of the things about women is that we can be a little sensitive. Sometimes probably overly sensitive. And I think our sensitivity comes from when we are living our lives for other people, you know, like especially when we watch too much TV, because TV is not reality. And also when we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, keeping up with what other people's perceptions of us are. I think that's one of the things that makes us sensitive. And the thing that I like most about men is that most of them are not so sensitive. Well, that might not be true because they are sensitive to certain things. Okay. But now, from a man's perspective, I found this very interesting. When the main character of the show told his best friend about what happened, he was in shock and he said, "What'd you do?" He said, "Well, I did what any man would do." "Oh my God, you slept with her." He's like, "No, I walked away." I found it very interesting that men, and I know this doesn't speak for all men, but this is just a journal. And of course, this show is just for entertainment purposes, but it's still based on real life. I found it very interesting that his friend thought that the true measure of a man would have been that he slept with the woman. I think that's very interesting. So it just got me to thinking, what can we do to change the culture? The things that we think make a woman a real woman, the thing that a man makes a man, the thing that a man thinks that makes a man a real man. I can't speak from a man's point of view because a man's got to answer that for himself. But as far as a woman is concerned, I think that the first thing that we can do is stop taking things so personal and stop being so hypersensitive about everything. If we ask a question, we have to be willing to accept the answer or understand the intention behind the answer that's given. But that's just me. I'm sorry I sounded kind of convoluted, but just something to think about. And you know, don't forget, Christmas is coming. Check out my book, available at Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million, and all online retailers. Great Christmas present. Don't forget to look for me on Facebook, CT's Corner, and find my website, ctscorner.com. And as usual, remember, it is not what happens to us that determines who we become. It is what we allow ourselves to become. Oh, you know what? It was one other thing I wanted to talk about. This week, Herman Cain dropped out of the presidential race. Oh, what a surprise. Okay, now, this is talking about relationships again. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. But I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on in current events. Now, he had a relationship, allegedly, with a woman for 13 years. And he says that it was never sexual. It was just that he was helping her because she was a friend, and he didn't tell his wife because she wouldn't understand. Do you understand that one? No, I don't either. But anyway, until next time, have a great week. Take care. Be safe. So bye, everybody.